Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this quick 15-minute tutorial, I'll show you how to create a plugin in Craft CMS from scratch. We will cover setting up routes, creating controllers, and even adding custom field types. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of how to extend Craft CMS with your own plugin. Let's dive in.
So I'll be creating a plugin here. Okay, so let us run the command that is to create the plugin, that is PHP craft make plugin. Okay, and it will auto populate the fields which you have to enter. Wait a second, I'm using the ddev, that's why I have to run this command from ddev ssh. So I'll run that command PHP craft make plugin. Okay, you can normally run in your terminal. So inside the root folder of your project. Okay, so it will ask for the plugin name. Give, give the name of your plugin, developer name, plugin handle. And note plugin handle is very important. Okay, but I'll explain you why it is important in this video only. But for now, put a unique name as a plugin handle. It will check that whether it is unique or not, and then it will assign the handle to that plugin. And you can add any kind of plugin description, plugin location, plugin package name. So if you don't want to add them, just click on enter and it will, give the default names to them. And support email, you can add your email. I might adding my email. And likewise, GitHub repo URL. So, for example, if you are creating any vendor modules which needs constant updates and it is being used by multiple users, and you can add your GitHub repo URL so that whenever the user will click on composer update, it will fetch the new updates from the GitHub and will update your plugin accordingly. But in my case, it is just for local purpose, and that's why I'm not adding anything. Okay, and plugin class name should be the same as plugin name, okay, with D capital. In my case, it is duplicated. So yeah, see, you can see now all the required feeds and everything is created. So you will see two commands which are displayed by this command, and you can run like composer require akashodre slash cloud plugin, which is in my case, in your case, it could be different, but on the basis of whatever the name you have suggested. So that is done. Once it is done, you can see if I'll refresh, you can see that plugin started appearing on my plugin section of Craft CMS. Okay, now let us start creating some functionality inside that plugin. Okay, and so what I'll be doing, I'll be creating a controller and I'll be registering some routes, and we'll be creating a field type which you can use inside your entries or entry types wherever you want. Okay, so to create field type, you have to run this command php cloud make field hyphen type and the name of the plugin. So it would be written with hyphen hyphen plugin is equal to that handle name, okay, which you have decided. And you can see now you can just keep on pressing enter. It will automatically ask for some information. If you want to change it, then you can change that, but if you don't want, then it is not required. Okay, so you can see that fields folder automatically came, and you can attach event handlers also. The value of that will automatically come. Okay, so now this one is created. And let us create one controller. So for that, you have to run php cloud make controller, and similarly like field type, have to pass the plugin name. Sorry, plugin handle, and you can see that controller is created too, and it will have a default function which you can update as per your requirement. Okay, so now I only have three fields, like three files. One is controller, one is field, and one is the main plugin field. Okay, so this is the field file, and these are the name of that field which we'll be adding. So I'll show you. I'll open the field manager. I'll create a new field. Okay, let us name it as duplicator. Uh, it will auto populate the handle, and I'll add some instruction that used to create pages pages block. Yeah. Here you'll see that field came. See the one which we just created, and it is done. Now I'll add this field into any entry type. So let us go to the settings and select entry types, and I'll select this one and then add here duplicator, the one which we just created. Just rearrange it, save it, and let us go to the entries, and this is the page, and you can see the duplicator field came. But right now it doesn't have any content. If you see get input HTML, it is displaying the text area. So see the text area is coming like this. So this input HTML function is very important because whatever is outputted on the front end, that would be added in that function only, input HTML. There are other functions also which you can set, but mainly input HTML is very important because it can basically deals with the front end. So I have already created the template. Like I have the dump of that. I'll just copy that and paste. So it is basically adding two select boxes and one button. And on change of every select boxes, it is sending Ajax request. And I have added two routes there. So it is just normal, the HTML you can, you know, add as per your requirement. So in my case, it was like this. So I have added this and included JS, and you have to include this date and everything so that it could uh, print your HTML as HTML only on the front end. So if I refresh this, see, this is that design which is created by me. So you can create as per your requirement. Okay. So so here, the main concept which I'll be explaining, that is how to set these routes. Okay. So there are two kind of routes. One is the site URL, site routes, and others are the control panel routes. So control panel routes are always prefixed with slash admin. Okay. And the other routes are like they do not have those prefix, and they can be accessed from the front end. I mean, for those users who are not logged in. So as I'm creating it on the admin panel, so I'm creating a control panel route. So as you can see, it is saying page not found. So I have to add one more. So one event is already added, that is registering our field type. Other would be uh, inputting, I mean, injecting those routes which I want on the control panel. So I'll use URL manager class, and the second parameter would be the the constant variable, that is event register CPUR rules. So CP is control panel. It is used when you are using creating control panel routes. If you're creating the site URLs, in that case you have to change this to event register site URL rules. Okay, and then copy the same thing, register your rule events, and there are some rules which you have to follow. And in the left side, you will write the route which you are creating, excluding the admin in the case of control panel route. And but here you need to, because it as it is prevented using that uh, constant which we have used of URL manager, and the right side would be the path of where this route will lead to. Okay, so it will contain first parameter, that is first thing is the handle. Okay, the second is the controller name, controller handle, and last function. Okay, so this handle you can find in your composite.json, or it is the same which you have used when you have created that plugin. In the starting, I have told you the importance of this, but you can find it in your composite.json also. So like this. Second is the duplicator. That is the name of your controller first name. Okay, do not use the controller, and it should all be in the small cases. And the last is the function. And in function also, you do not include action. Do not do it like how we do it in coordinator. So just use that the parameter. I mean the name of the function without the action. Okay, so that is how it is created. Now the second route is this one. Okay, I'll copy the same and see. Okay, so do not include admin here. I was doing the same mistake, and that's why I was not able to access the routes. But yeah, for you, you should just write like this. So if you're writing a copy block, this is how you will write action copy block. Now here copy block would be treated as copy hyphen block, and action would be treated as hyphen at ended. So if you have a function name with three letters like for action copy block syntax, so it would be copy hyphen block hyphen syntax. So this is how the routing works in uh, Craft CMS, and it is very important. Okay, so now you can give any kind of functionality to this. I'm using uh, so I'll be fetching the blocks on the basis of the page ID. The first thing I'm calling is the require post request, so that it validates that whether it is a post request or not, whether you are trying to access it through the get request or not. Okay, so if you don't want, if you're sending the get request, you can exclude that one. Okay, you can pause the video here also. Okay, because now I'll be creating custom functionality also. Maybe that is not required on your project, but if you just want to learn, then you can keep on watching till the end. I'm calling the route get request, which contains all the parameters which I'm sending in the request. So, for example, if it's like this, see, this is the same, and these are the request parameters which I have sent. Like this is done, and now I'll fast forward here to the end. So I have skipped that part, and now here about I have written I have fetched the entry on the basis of the page ID which I'm getting in the post request, and on the basis of that I'm basically getting the value of the field value. Okay, and that layouts is the handle of that field. So I'm trying to get all the blocks which are in that field. So this is what I'm doing. Okay, and then at last I'm written the JSON. So if I select here, uh, you see those everything came on all those fields, and similarly now I have to create the functionality on the copy content button. So whenever these two selected and click on copy content, and their request should be sent. So I'll click on copy to content. It is giving an error that the response should be as a response type. Right now I'm not returning anything. If I return something, it will I mean the form JSON, it will remove that error. Okay, so now click again. It got refreshed because I have added location get load on success. But for you guys to showcase, I'll add die here, and I'll print the parameters which I'm getting from the front end. Uh, then I'll not create the functionality in this one because I don't think that would be required on your end. If you want that, then do comment and I'll add those functionality. But just to showcase you guys, I'll add those parameters and everything, which I'm getting the post like the page ID and the block ID. See, uh, this is the I have added. And if I want to get the parameter request, I have to use the same craft app get request and to fetch all these parameters. And I'm copying this, pasting, and use the same request here like this. And these are the parameters which I'm sending in the request. I'm echoing everything. Yeah. Click on copy content. See in the preview, those all IDs and everything came. Now you have the page ID, you have the block ID, you have the current page ID, you have everything. Now on the basis of that, whatever functionality you want to create, you can do that. So that was it for this tutorial.
I hope you enjoyed my video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more content.